Hello friends, I hope you're doing really well. I wanted to plan this video for a little bit further out, but unfortunately, had a cancellation and I thought I'd better get this video done before the week gets away from us. So I want to talk a little bit, sorry about that. I want to talk a little bit about what I've been seeing over the last, honestly, since this past spring. And it hasn't been like an immediate jump. I had a few new teenagers inquiries at the beginning, but in the last month or two, it is just pretty much every other call, which is not usual for me. I used to see a lot more teens when I first started this work, and that demographic has changed as honestly as I've aged, which has totally been fine. But what I'm seeing is that when what our needs met, if we're already teetering on some level of overwhelm, anxiety, perfectionism, of course living in diet culture, of course being in a burgeoning, changing body, those are all risk factors, as we know, for eating disorders. But I'm seeing the thing that's tipping people over is just having so much missing. Regular activity, regular feedback, proprioceptively and co-regulatory from peers, people's activities done, those, not accessible, those kind of things. And I think that's why we're seeing an increase. And then, of course, families are together all the time and having to rely on just possibly more togetherness. And maybe that's not always a good thing. And not enough space, and not enough space, not just physically, but maybe space from aspects of each other's personalities that just feel like too much, to be honest. So just want to put that out there simply, is that what I'm noticing is that then if at-home treatment is going to be most of these families' first want and ask, what I'm noticing that it's been really challenging to get people to do a team approach, for the families to be consistent with feeding their kids. And so I'm wondering from you all, and this is a brainstorm session more than it is me, this is what I'm doing that's working so great. It's more about what I'm noticing that I feel needs to shift in maybe the way I do things or to offer. And maybe you're feeling the same way too. And I want to give you all permission to be creative. This is what this is about. So for example, most of the families, not all, but most are doing some kind of family-based feeding hybrid-y thing. So mostly it's been on me to make the meal plan and push it and progress it. And the parents are responsible for it being executed, basically. And then the parents getting support, some from me, some from therapy. Some therapists take more of that role, some don't, that kind of thing. And what we're going to find is that obviously the parents need as much support as the kiddo. And I'm tinkering with doing each week a 90-minute requirement. So it can be split up, it can be one session, it can be split up in 2 sessions, it can be an hour and 30 minutes to do check-ins with either more with the parent doing the feeding or more with the kid who's navigating the conflict and the ambivalence. And what also is missing is helping the kid and the parents be creative about what to add in that's missing. Not just the food, but also joy and connection, and really having everybody on the same page. And that might look like outside of the house activities, but everybody being really involved. And I'm noticing that of course we're all burnt out, we're all tired of this. So I know that we're asking parents to be responsible for more, and that's hard. And our job is to support them the best we can. That way these kiddos, again, have some addition to what is missing. So I would love to hear your all ideas. So some specific things I'm thinking about is, tend to have a lot of people either were already homeschooled or virtual anyway, and now that they're still doing that, but they just have less connection with people. and, encouraging meals with friends, with cousins, really making the recovery part of the connection as well, if at all possible, or of course, whatever kinds of other activities we can do. So getting kids to do their snacks with their friends, decorate their room with their kids, with their peers, are really just, again, adding more to what is missing. Otherwise, life is just school and recovery meals and the tension during and after and in between. And it's too much. It's too much for the parents, too much for the kids. So I'm really working on making things as holistic as possible and seeing if that's more helpful. So I'd love to hear from you all. What are you noticing that needs to maybe shift in these times? And what's missing for people that they could use some more support with. So I'd love to hear your comments and questions, because I think this is a good, I'm thinking about how do we make this really, really hard time, and then you add an eating disorder on top of it, a little less hard. That's all we can do, really, is make things less hard, if at all possible. So love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments below, and tag me, please, so I can come back around, and I would love to have a good discussion with you of being creative, of what we can offer in these hard times. So thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye for now.